Can I ask what you're up to today?
I'm running a magic carpet.
Okay.
You can see it there. It's a carpet made of poems. I know them all by heart.
Can you tell me a little bit about sort of how you got started doing this?
Desperation. It's very hard to be a poet and earn any money. This is a way of communicating and earning. Then I found that people asked me to write things. So then it became a creative venture. And that's what's called in art a happening. And what you see there is the record of many happenings.
We're giving away flyers for the Embargo app, which is gives you free stuff whenever you buy things. Some people will do anything for money, and we're those people. Yeah.
Can I ask how you found yourself doing this?
Series of basically I'm an actor and I need to find time to fill in the gaps, and this is one of the easy things you could do that's really good and pays well. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, basically.
What sort of acting do you do?
Stage acting, stuff like that. So.
Can I ask how you got into that?
Into what, acting?
Yeah.
I've loved it since I was little, so it's just something I've always wanted to do. I guess it's just. And then I at a time when I was like, oh, do I want to do this anymore? And then I realised when I was not doing it, I wasn't happy doing anything that wasn't that. And as soon as I was doing it again, I was like, this is 100% what I'm supposed to do.
I start a road trip,
little
road trip, during 10 days around the United Kingdom. I start with London, and after Newcastle. After Newcastle, I went to Edinburgh and Glasgow, and I returned in England, in Birmingham, and I finished my trip in Bath.
Can I ask what makes you unhappy?
I lived during 2 months on the streets. I don't have a strong relationship with my family. My father drinks a lot of alcohol, so you have a special mood sometimes. And my mother is very, very, I don't know what, she respects a lot of rules, but it's too much, so many rules. In French we say psychorigide. When you're very close-minded and everything is not in your mind, you destroy yourself and you try to control your environment. So it was very special. And I finished mathematics grade bachelor, and it was very, very engineering. It was very, very hard for me, and I feel very alone. And when I try to speak with my family, I just keep the bad moments. So I was never happy. It was very, very hard. Yes, very, very hard. Very, very hard moment of life.
So they were not supportive of
No,
you?
I know. If you have a problem, it's very hard for you to support someone.
Is there one poem that sort of sticks out in your
Why don't
mind?
you have a look and see what it calls you?
Okay. So, how about The Journey?
Okay, so I've written this poem because I keep meeting people going on journeys. So then you think, a journey, that's an interesting theme for a poem. I'd like to have a poem to offer to some people on the metaphysics of a journey. So the poem goes like this: to step from dry land, be divested, and give oneself to the flowing road and the risk. After the cocoon, trial of exposure, not knowing self, layers of covering reflections, not images. To find it, the thread of it, anguish of desire moves blind feet to the door. For something lost, hope of gain, if feet are bruised, innocence stained, how else is life found?
Is there something that comes to mind which has been sort of like the worst acting experience?
I've definitely made I did a show last year where I knocked the bookcase over in the opening number straight away, and it was thank God I didn't flatten anyone, but that was this is the worst this could have possibly gone. I've literally kicked the bookcase over straight away. Everyone's seen it. They know I've kicked it over. I had to pick a bookcase up midway through this number and put everything back on the bookcase while everyone else was singing and stuff. So that was mortifying.
So do you think that going on a road trip in different countries, is that for you a sort of helpful thing?
Oh,
in
yes,
that
yes, yes,
respect?
yes, 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 yes. I feel this when I arrive. When you arrive in another country, you feel maybe you share this. I think it's a very common feeling. But in the part of your brain, you start in the new life, kind of your life. It's stupid because if I just change city in France, no one know me. I live in Lille, it's in north of France. If I change in Montpellier, no one know me in Montpellier. I can start a life. But when it's very different culture, different language, you feel like a new man. But I can't forget my past. Oh yes, but take a distance with your problems, can see the problems in different way. And sometimes you just are focused in the wrong way to resolve the problem. So just turn your head and see another side and you say, oh, it's not very complicated if I see another side. Yes.
Is there one event in your life in particular that you can draw on that perhaps brought you the most happiness?
Well, when I was a young man, a boy, something amazing happened. I had a teacher and he was an Ulsterman of the most severe and dogmatic kind in a way, and he regarded literature with the devotion of a religion. He was a most severe man and very difficult to spend an hour with in the classroom because he did not tolerate a fool, and he didn't tolerate these stupid boys who were mainly keen on football and TV programs. Very difficult man to be with for 4 years. Anyway, eventually he gave us something to do and I wrote a poem, and at the bottom of the poem he wrote marvelous lyric. Marvelous lyric my teacher wrote many years ago when I was a boy of my account of a journey by boat. The words that cost him tears have bought my joy. Now I think if my teacher, Mr. Sean McCallion, came here today and he looked at this magic carpet, he would feel exonerated. He would feel gratified that he'd given such an accolade to a boy, and that was the only time in his whole career he gave such an accolade. I fulfilled the promise he saw in me. And there's dozens of marvelous lyrics.
Are you writing music?
Yes, I play music. What is your name?
Pablo.
Pablo. Give me a word, Pablo.
A word?
Yes.
London.
Okay, I'm very good in French, but I try to do the same in English. So Pablo walk on the streets of London with camera. He have a lot of questions for everyone. Why are you here? What are you doing? For me, it's very interesting. I have a lot of questions for people in London, yeah. I have a lot of questions for people in London. Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
You're welcome.